Are we live?
Well, it's recording.
As far as you know, okay.
As far as I
mean,
know.
That's what I mean,
Yep.
okay. So why don't we start? It's 7:05. And we usually start with, I know we have a visitor here, but before we get to that, we usually just open it up for visitor comments. I don't know if you're with them or you have a separate comment?
I don't know yet, separate.
Okay, you want to go ahead and,
Sure. John Duffy, I'm president of Pleasant Lake Preservation Association. I live at 255 North Road in Deerfield. Just wanted to come here tonight to talk about we've got a restoration project underway. Started last year. We commissioned FB Environmental in conjunction with the Southern New Hampshire Planning Commission and DES. Forrest Bell is getting ready to present that, so we've got a meeting scheduled for July 23rd at the town hall. It's a Saturday morning. We're combining that with our annual meeting, but most of the time will be spent with Forrest presenting the results of the study in the watershed. And then
I'm sorry, presenting the what in the watershed?
Study.
the
The study?
Yeah, it's a Forrest Bell Environmental, FBE is the group. And then we'll have representatives from the Planning Commission and DES there as well, to present to all stakeholders.
so that's a public, I mean, that's open to
Then
anyone?
it'll be, yeah. it'll be open
It's
to the public.
their annual meeting.
But we open it up to
Okay,
to anyone that wants to come. So the reason I'm coming here is I can come next. I wanted to make sure there was a meeting in July, come with more information on specifics regarding the agenda, what's going to be presented, but also to see if we get help from the commission in terms of communicating this to people in the town. We'll do similar meetings with the town of Northwood, just to make sure we're communicating properly to the boards and committees and members of the residents of the town in terms of what's going on and what the plans are going forward.
do you want us to go ahead and put you on the agenda for the next meeting?
Yep.
Okay, so we usually put visitors right up at the top, like 7 o'clock, or 7:05, 7:10. Something.
John, are you
Go ahead.
are you familiar with the online newspaper in town, the Forum?
Or, yeah,
Okay, that's a great way to get the word out,
Yep.
and it's very easy to write an article and put
we actually
information.
did that last year. We had Forrest present.
Okay.
I probably set it out too early,
Mm-hmm.
so I'll probably wait
Yeah.
a couple weeks or a week.
Right, you
before the
gotta
meeting.
time it.
Yeah,
Good.
So that's Saturday, July 23rd. Do you know what time?
9 to noon at the town hall.
Great. At the town hall.
What
Yeah.
time is that?
9 to 12.
9 to 12 on 7/23 at the town hall.
Great.
And our next meeting, did you get the date for July?
11.
Super. Thanks for letting us know
Yep.
and coming in.
Is there
And
anything else that we could be doing to, I'll have more detailed information. We just had a meeting with FBE today to confirm the date and everything, so.
John, do you know who everybody is?
We did a little introductions earlier, so.
Okay, great. And does anybody have any questions on the great work they're doing on Pleasant Lake Watershed?
I'm willing to wait till July to hear about that. But I know there's a lot of work going on. It's been on the radar screen the last few years, so it tells me that,
A wonderful
Things are
group of
happening.
volunteers doing a lot of good work to try to keep water quality from,
And we've already identified some projects. And got a 319 grant that we're near finishing on for work on Gulf Road and the boat ramp, which is probably the largest cause of
Right.
stormwater runoff.
Mhm. Great.
We'll do that next month.
Great.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for coming
Thank
by.
you, John.
thanks for being here.
It's okay, I'll just hang out for a bit.
Sure.
Okay, thanks.
It's up to you. We have a lot of fun. And you must be Kate.
I am.
Yeah, and I guess I wasn't here for the introduction, so I'm Sarita Fry. I'm the chair of the Conservation Commission. And Wes just came in as well.
Wes Collin, hi.
Eric Berglund, we met.
Deb Campilia.
Judy Marshall.
And Kate Hartnett. Another Kate, I can
I-
remember your name.
I heard them earlier saying something about Kate's not here, and I wanted to say I am. And my friend Russell Cole.
Hi.
Oh.
So I'm not sure, did you talk to Kate or someone else? Kate
Yeah.
Hartnett? Oh,
I-
Eric, okay.
Kate and I
Do you wanna
talked, and
Introduce what we're, or I guess you can just tell us what you're here for.
Sure. So I've lived in New Hampshire for 40 years now, and part of that time I lived on a 100-acre conservation property in Dover, which my ex-husband and I purchased already under easement. So I understand, I mean, we dealt with the, mechanics of maintaining and so forth, it was on the Cochise River. But I was not there when the easement was placed, so I don't know anything about that process. This past September, my brother, Barry Kirkwood, rented a property on 100 acres here in Deerfield.
If you'd like to go into non-public right now, then we can go ahead and take a roll call vote to go into non-public for the purpose of consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property, which if discussed in public would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community. So if we'd like to take a roll call vote on that,
I think we should do that, yeah.
Sarita?
Yes. Did we
Wes?
just say yes?
Yes.
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, and of course, I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
To me.
well, we gotta vote.
Yeah, Sarita, Wes,
Yes.
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Deb, Kate.
Oh, live
Okay,
from
you are.
downtown Deerfield.
Okay. So I'm going to make a motion that we seal the minutes from the non-public session.
I second.
So Wes has a second, and
I
now,
support it. I vote yes.
Decisions?
do you want to do the roll?
If you do the roll call vote, sure. Sarita,
Yes?
Wes,
Yes.
Eric,
Yes.
Deb,
Yes.
Kate.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And decisions?
No decision was made at this time.
Okay. Good.
Okay. Moving right along, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the minutes from the May 9th
Second,
meeting.
I second that.
Second by Eric. Any discussion? Any discussion, Kate?
Nope.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Done.
Okay, do you have a financial report, Eric?
No, I do not. The treasurer has not provided one.
Okay. Under regular business, Kate, your name is here with the Northern Pass update.
Yeah, I saw that. What am I supposed to update, Judy?
Well, the Shoreland application, you put in, you wrote something up for the Shoreland application, LRAC stuff, and you sent it out to various
Report data
entities.
requests been submitted.
I think that's separate from Northern Pass, isn't it?
You had written up you had sent out the Shoreland letter from the LRAC and a letter of recommendation.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
The one
Ding,
you-
ding, 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 I got it.
Yeah, the
Okay,
one,
light
yeah,
bulbs.
yeah, you go,
Okay, so she's right. So what happened is that there was a deadline on a Sunday for DES requesting input. No, they weren't requesting, they had a deadline to do an interim report to the SEC on the status of the review of the wetland and shoreland and alteration of terrain permits for Northern Pass. And so I yet again sent the information that we prepared last November regarding the impacts to shoreland and wetlands by Eversource. And I sent them on to DES. That's what that's about. Thank you, Judy. There are so many topics. That's that one.
I'm trying to think of the name of the person that you sent it to, I can't remember.
Okay, you're done with that?
Well, I can just generally Northern Pass, there's several groups, in Deerfield that are interveners. municipal group that Kate is a member of, along with Fred McGarry and Select Board. And I'm in a group of, I can't remember, about 10 of us, I think, that are interveners, that are owners, abutters, you might say. And then there's a non-abutter group that Deerfield is part of that extends up to Ashland. So there's some cross-pollination going on here. So recently, I think the big news is that we all the abutters, all the interveners had to submit by a certain deadline, data requests to the applicants. In other words, asking Northern Pass details about the project. And it was quite a interesting challenge, because there's so much there to ask about, and you want to be sure you only have 50 questions. And actually, our group found out that more than 50, they count them. And the problem was, you have 50 questions, but if you have one question that has 3 parts to it, that's 3 questions. So we ended up with close to 100, and it was only 40, I think. So we went back and did it over. But that's step A. I think we'll hear responses from, there's a deadline, I think, of a month. They have to come back to us. Northern Pass does. And to these different groups, and respond to questions. And then it'll go on from there. We're still trying to figure out what the process is from here, but it's pretty soon, I think we'll have some kind of an outline of a plan. And we've got all the way till September next year to get this done. So that's it.
Okay. Kate, do you have an update on the Project 31?
I do, but let me ask a question. The vote that I was kind of a little confused about a couple minutes ago, did we approve the minutes of May 9th already?
We did.
I have a couple corrections.
That's what we were waiting for you to do. And
Yes, I know.
that boat has sailed.
Okay,
You want to move to reconsider?
yeah, I got a couple quick questions, but let's do it at the end, okay?
Okay.
And I apologize for that. So,
I'm surprised that's the first time since I've been on the commission that she didn't have something to say.
so 31 is the one where you and I have been having lots of discussions, right?
Yes.
And
Did
so
you
the-
want to go into non-public for 31?
Well, no, it's about the L-chip grant application, and
Yes.
so I don't really have anything to say about that. I wasn't sure if we're supposed to write a support letter or not.
Well, Dan, I got an email from Dan Kern about that, and we need.
We're live now, so, yeah.
Right, so I think Judy's question is this a topic for non-public session?
Right.
Because we do need to make a decision.
In that
about
case, I move we go to public, non-public.
Okay,
That's the spot.
so we're gonna go back in non-public session. We're talking about another property that,
Do we need to take a vote to do that?
You gotta do the same thing.
Sorry, excuse me.
yes, it's
Time
the same.
8:20.
So we're gonna do a roll call vote to go into non-public.
Seconded by Wes. Roll call vote, please. Sarita?
Yes?
Yes.
Wes, Eric, Deb,
Yes.
Kate.
Yes.
Okay. And that'll be, again, for the consideration of the acquisition, sale, or lease of real or personal property, which, if discussed in public, would likely benefit a party or parties whose interests are adverse to those of the general community.
Correct. Okay,
saw a
so
green
I'm making a motion that we seal the minutes from the non-public
So moved.
session. And Judy will do a roll call vote.
Okay, so Sarita, and who seconded that?
I did.
You did.
Yeah, Wes did, that's fine.
I'm voting for it.
Sarita, Wes?
Yes.
Yes, Eric,
Yes.
Deb?
Yes, 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 absolutely, yes.
And no decisions were made at this time. Okay, so, just a quick update on Boisfort Town Forest, which is to say there is no update because I still have not had time, given all that's been happening the last couple of weeks, to follow up on the bid process. I will make an effort to do that this month. Easement monitoring, didn't we talk about the Williams easement monitoring at the last meeting? Pretty sure we did.
You were going to submit the monitoring report.
Yes, so all I would say is that I have not written that up yet, so it's
Okay.
not been submitted. I don't know if there's a follow-up on the postings
I think Frank did some research.
for the
or-
Yetton property.
Yeah, he laid it out. I think we need to take a few steps. I thought I'd look at that, maybe contact Gattuso, see what he's been
No, I think that,
doing.
my understanding, maybe you're
You see
saying
it?
that, maybe he's saying that too, is that Frank wanted to confirm the lines first, and then they would do the next steps, but he wants to be out
Confirm
there
the
one more time.
lines with a survey, or,
No, himself.
oh,
He just wants to go out there one more time.
I'll go back and look at that, okay.
Yeah,
Okay, so Eric is, action item for Eric, he's gonna follow up with Frank.
good.
I think the next thing on forestry we've already done as well, right?
Yes, but no, unless someone has heard back from Phil, whether, Eric had suggested in the last meeting that, that Phil check whether the funds were being deposited into the appropriate forestry fund from the
Well, I know that he
logging.
did send an email, I was
Yeah.
copied on that, but I heard no response, so I don't know whether he received a response and I just wasn't copied, or whether he hasn't received a response.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, do you know, Eric?
No, I saw an email, and that was probably what Saria just said.
Yep.
So it was from him to the finance folks.
I'll follow up with him to see if he got a response, which maybe I wasn't copied on. Kate, do you have an update on the wetlands permit application?
I do. This is another example of huge numbers of hours trying to deal with the system. This is a 3,000 square foot wetland application on Coffeetown Road. I went there with Frank Mitchell on May 13th. And part of the reason I want to correct the minutes is that we had 14 days to inform DES that we intended to comment. Then we have 40 days to make the comments.
You're absolutely correct, and I caught that after it was already
It's no big
posted, and
deal. It's fine.
I'll fix it.
No problem. It's no problem. So that
Okay.
happens to be this Friday, the 17th.
Well,
So
Excuse me.
Frank Mitchell and I are hard at work crafting comments and recommendations to environmental services.
excellent.
That's the end of my story.
So you're crafting comments.
That's a good ending.
And what to
Well.
invite, to DES?
Comments and recommendations.
Can we go back to forestry? The Alva Chase,
It is 10.9 acres. The Lamies, which you had sent the information on,
yeah,
I checked the maps in the assessing office and went through the old maps. That property used to be 30 acres, and then when it was contested, and I guess,
went out and had the
then,
article, Franklin,
yeah, they redid that. That property, the Laney property actually goes all the way down to the wetland, right down to the middle of it,
And what's that
of
name?
Thurston Pond.
What's the name?
The Laney, the owner
Yes.
goes, it's Lamy. Look at all the maps and stuff here.
Okay.
And so I know what the property, we know what the property looked like originally, it was 30 acres. And after the deed was corrected.
Mm-hmm.
It's now the 10.9
It's 11.
acres, 11 acres, yes.
Mhm.
Is there a
So,
map and lot
it-
number?
Yeah,
Big difference.
So, don't we wanna make that a town forest? It was before. We
there was
called
no,
it that.
according to the attorney, Attorney Raymond, there
Hmm.
was,
never
it was
voted as-
there was never any official action to make that a town forest.
But weren't we
It was-
calling it a town forest?
Someone started reference, somewhere along the line it was referenced as a town forest, but it's not on the deed, it was tax deeded. And the town acquired the 30 acres.
I just think that we should reflect that in the minutes, your research, which is tax deeded and never town forest. Never voted town forest. Okay?
I can't confirm that, but there was nothing that I found that indicated that there was
Well,
anything
Do we wanna
relative to a
let them
town
know they
forest.
can sell it?
It belongs to the town. It's town-owned.
Town. Well,
Yeah.
what is the land? Is it forest or is it,
Yeah,
But 10 acres.
doesn't really have much access. Has no frontage. It's the middle of nowhere. It's off
you
the
have to
easement.
get through somebody's property to get to it?
Yes.
This is
No
what it
road
was.
to it.
This is the old map.
Mm-hmm.
This was the property, it says 27 acres there, town of
Mhm.
Deerfield,
Yeah.
Alva Chase land.
Okay.
This is the Lamy property, this whole
Oh,
thing
I
here,
see.
these
Okay. Yeah.
two.
Mhm.
And it now comes down to here.
Hmm.
The new map,
No, it's got frontage on Thurston Pond, right?
this is what it looks like now, 10.9 acres. This now is the Lamy property here,
Both of
and it
those?
comes all the way to
This
here.
one too? Or is it-
Yeah, these, actually, it was all one, and then,
Mhm.
I'm not quite clear on that, but
Hmm.
if both pieces belong to them. They're two different maps, actually, and lots. So, that's what it looks like now, that's
Okay.
what it looked like
Hmm.
then.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just curious what the best, do we just let that sit there as a piece of land that's, you can take a little boat across Thurston Pond and get to it, couldn't you?
No, I can't. Can't have access.
Can't have access. Oh,
It just doesn't seem I mean, it's 10 acres, I don't know, it doesn't seem worth putting too much
yeah,
time and
well,
effort
I
into it.
think of a town forest, but you can never get to it with a skidder.
Okay, Kate, you had finished with the wetlands permit
Yep. I give a
application.
brief report.
Update on the Phragmites management. I have talked with the landowner to apprise him of the situation, which is that Kate is working with applicator to apply, or to deal with not just this Phragmites stand, but I think 4 or 5 others in town. Kate has an update.
No, I'm giving the number 5. We
Oh,
found 5
5.
stands.
So there are 5 in addition to this one.
Oh, in
Or
addition,
Total.
so we have 6?
Total of 5.
Oh,
So
total.
5 stands total, and Kate is working with someone to,
Get a volume discount.
yes, volume discount, that was the term I was looking for.
Oh, good.
Do you know how big the other ones are?
This is there's the one we're talking about on Coffee Town. I mean, on 43 is the biggest.
Oh,
But also probably the source population for some of these others.
do you think, do we have other people that want to help fund this? Owners of the other 4?
That's already happened. We've already got them located, and Frank has already sent the information, and we're getting an estimate sometime this week from
So
the,
people are open to the idea of contributing,
yes,
all these
Frank has sent info
Phragmite
to,
owners?
yes,
Great.
so Frank has sent info.
To the contractor.
To the contractor.
for an estimate and timeline.
I think we should ask for money at town meeting.
Maybe, let's see what the estimate is
I
and how.
mean, they asked for milfoil, why should we ask for Phragmites?
Absolutely, let's just see what we get. We should get an estimate, certainly help.
Great.
Asking the BOS, is that it? For,
Hmm?
asking whom for dollars? Eric, what did you say?
No,
Oh,
Okay,
you mean about town meeting or something?
he just raised an issue for the
I was
future.
just
okay.
saying it, thinking about the funding, but nothing.
When does that have to be done, in the fall or in the winter?
Yes.
So how would that line up with asking for money with the?
We're ahead of ourselves. We need to find out what the budget is from this guy. And the timeline would be, he would get permits from the state, and then the treatment would go in the fall, and then we would reconvene and figure out if it made sense to bring the situation to the town, would be what I think makes sense, if I may say. Is that what you were asking?
Yes, and you've answered it, thanks.
Yep. Good.
Judy, there's a note here next that says there's a new wetland notification, a complete forestry notification, but I don't see it on my stack here.
I thought I gave it to.
From Jill Holmes, South Road, map
Yes.
420, lot 14.
Yeah.
Wait, would you repeat what that is?
It's a complete forestry notification.
Are you sure I didn't hand
Where
that
is
to
it?
you with the
What did you
others?
say the address was?
South Road.
South Road, map 420, lot 14.
Oh, you didn't say what number, South Road?
No, it's Jill Holmes. I don't have, I
Oh,
don't
here it
think
is,
I,
excuse me.
Is that familiar? Is that a neighbor?
I don't know, that's what I wanted to find out. Because there's a,
I'm sorry.
has anything further happened about what would it be? 220 South Road, where he was talking about dividing it?
There's been no follow-up on that.
There has been?
There has not been.
Because there's a sign that the house is sold or under contract. So I was wondering if he'd done some deal where he was gonna divide that up.
I don't know. This is for someone who doesn't live in Deerfield. This person lives in Bow, but the property is in Deerfield. And it's, a wetlands minimum impact forestry notification. And it just says, this is just FYI to us, it's a complete notification. It just says your notice is sufficient to start work provided. You know, it's a standard form letter.
Who's the logger?
It's the DES thing. I don't think it has loggers on there.
John Peterson, Huntley Peterson Land and Timber is copied. I mean, I
Okay.
don't know.
Okay.
Doesn't give any information.
Does it give the location, other than tax map and lot, does it give the house number?
It just says South Road.
Okay.
About the size of the lot? Is that-
Doesn't give any information.
Okay.
Okay, then we're on to announcements and correspondence. So there is apparently a Bear Paw Open House, Saturday, June 18th, 7 to 9.
Does it have an address for that? I think it's a Peter Box house.
It's, I don't know, that's on Judy's.
Oh,
It's on the invitation.
Oh, here it is. Okay, so it's Bear Paw Open House at Peter and Dina Box, Historic Home and Conservation Property in Nottingham. 7 to 9, Saturday, June 18th, 16 Nilsson Road, Nottingham.
What's the name of the road?
Nilsson, Nielson,
Oh,
16 Nilsson Road.
She didn't read the most important part.
what's that?
Who did this come to?
I don't know.
Who did this
It
come
came,
to?
it came in the mail.
To Bear Paw? I mean,
No,
to Deerfield
to
Conservation
the
Conservation
Commission?
Conservation Commission, yes.
Guess what it says? Ready? Get your calendars
Let's
out.
hear it.
As thanks for your exceptional support of the Bear Paw mission, the Board of Directors is hosting a reception with a sampling of local beverages, cheeses and breads, and interesting oils for dipping.
What weight? 30 weight?
5W20.
RSVP to Dan, by email.
Synthetic. Full synthetic.
And when is it?
Sounds like a lovely event.
Saturday night.
June 18th.
Can
I
we,
move that Wes go.
I can't.
Is there a second?
A second.
can we go back up to item in regular business when you get through?
Sure. Which one?
New membership.
Yes, I have been skipping that just because we have not had time with everything that's going on. We can discuss that now if people would like. We have vacancies. We ought to consider recruiting new members.
We have how many vacancies? One?
I think 2. Well, maybe not if we count
Jim Dealey.
Jim Dealey, who is a
Well, that's
non-active
kind of
member.
what, I mean, he has a lot to offer, but he's very busy, I guess.
Whatever
You
he's
know,
doing.
and I'm not sure what's happening. Maybe we need to,
I think we have, I guess with him we have 1, because I think we have 7 slots, correct? Plus
Right,
2 alternates. So,
but, I mean, maybe we just need to get a report on what's happening to the trails. We've got to do something here.
So, are there any prospects for people who might be interested in joining the commission?
Great question.
No, we should go out and do some recruiting.
I think we need to tap somebody, so if people
Yeah.
have ideas, great. But I think we should be thinking about it, and, keeping it on the agenda until we make some progress.
Right. Well, we can put a notice in the paper,
Mm.
forum,
No.
on the website,
I don't know,
because you
we've done
what
that in
you're
the
gonna get.
past, and it has generated nothing. I mean, we could, I suppose, but,
Well, we also need to think about what if, we want people, I think, that are in touch and in sync with the mission we
Simpatico,
have.
right.
I think we should talk about, as a group, and we should approach people that we feel would be a good
Right.
fit.
That makes sense.
So I guess it's just there to get people thinking about it.
Yeah, I think it would be really good for everybody on the, to have an action item, to think about funny, interesting, conservation-oriented people in town.
Not to
Alright.
be, whatever, but maybe we could find somebody who's under 40 who's interested too.
Yeah, that good too.
I don't know anybody under 40 in this town. except
Yeah,
my
you
kid.
do, your kids.
My yeah, but she's mostly not in this town or
Well-
interested.
Did she grow up here? Does she know people who are still here?
I'll ask her.
Yeah,
I think there are some possibilities, but I don't want to name names in public because I don't want to put people on the spot. I would
Right.
rather,
It's a private
Right.
session.
I would rather talk, I would rather
Sorry,
talk to,
Harriet.
I would like to talk to people
Right.
privately and
That's
see
the
if
way
they're
to do it.
interested before their names get
Right.
circulated.
and we're, an unusual body. We like to work collaboratively, and we're very informal, and there's a lot of cool stuff to do.
But thanks for raising that, Eric. I meant to come back to that if we had time.
Well, just, we're kind of incomplete in our,
Yes.
we have a lot of work to do. And
Can we do minutes?
Yes, let's go back to reopen the
I'm
minutes.
sorry, I got confused. I thought you were talking about sealing the minutes from the non-public, so I didn't want to add to the confusion by asking. So I only have a couple of minor comments.
Also, I think we have to make a motion, so I make a motion that we, what is?
Reconsider,
We what?
reconsider,
We
or,
reconsider the minutes because there is some discussion.
Because there was confusion on my part.
yeah, I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Who seconded? Who was
Eric.
second?
I did.
First of all, let me apologize. I thought we were talking about the minutes from the non-public, so, that being said, ready, Judy?
Mhm.
Page 1. 3 ends in canon, 2 in a row.
You want me to actually make an entry in there to?
No, I'm just saying.
To change the spelling?
No, just so
Where is
you
it?
know.
Page 1, which?
First paragraph.
Where's Brown?
DeStasio, Trout Unlimited, Cannon property,
Okay, so two N's.
C-A-N-N-O-N. Also, I don't know if this is what you mean, but later in that paragraph, the last sentence,
Wood?
and Sarita, maybe you could help me with this. Benefit from the escalation of stream speed. Do we want it to go faster, or are we trying to slow it down?
Wood left.
Oh, no, no.
Is this related to the wood inputs?
Yes,
I think it's to slow it down, but I don't really know.
because it says benefit from the escalation of stream speed. I think it would be de-escalation. Because right now, there are no riffle pools, so things are moving through faster. So what we want, I think, is to slow it down.
What, is there runoff problems there?
No, this is the Trout Unlimited, and they want to put more woody debris, chop and drop, into the stream so that there's more trout habitat. But Judy wrote and got that term, I'm sure, from somebody about escalating stream speeds. That's what the Corps of Engineers used to do in the 20th century, which is make a channel and have everything flow fast. What those two guys are trying to do is slow it down, I think.
I think I questioned that when I wrote it myself, and I thought I looked it up or tried to determine whether
So,
that was correct or
can
not.
we
So
just-
I'll try it again. I can.
Just add the
I'll
word
just
D, just add the word
de-escalate the stream
DE.
speed.
And if I'm wrong,
Okay.
then you can throw something at me.
Okay, I don't know where I.
I mean, I could
where
ask Joel, but I'm sure
Yeah,
that
it doesn't matter.
that's
It's no
correct.
big
I think de-escalation sounds right.
Okay.
Page 2.
On page 2, I'm on page 1.
Oh, I'm
I'm
sorry,
on
Eric.
page 2 now.
I'm sorry.
We just did page 1, is that right?
Yes.
You're going to page 2.
She's
Page
going to
two.
page 2.
Second paragraph. Brick Vandepol,
Mm-hmm.
he's consultant to Nalmac. He doesn't belong to it. He's consultant.
Hmm.
Brick Vanderpool, rather than, take out the word of and put in consultant too. Sorry, I'm on my planning board mode here. Page 3. Stewardship. Just take out the word ongoing on the second line. Of the second paragraph. Ongoing.
Oh,
That, just, yeah, you got it, right there, just that goes away. And then the next paragraph, state permit to cut on state lands, just add the phrase on state lands. And, end of the first sentence. Page 4. Did we say it was both me and Eric who were supposed to do the site visit? I thought I just volunteered to do it. Eric, were you supposed to come with me? Did I goof
I
off?
think I indicated an interest, but, you know, it quickly fell away when Northern Pass dropped a
Okay.
bunch of stuff on it. So.
Right. Okay, so, in the next sentence, this is important. Ms. Hartnett will communicate DCC intent
yeah. Yeah, I
Within
know what
14
I know what you're trying to say.
intent within 14 days and provide findings and recommendations within 40 days. Parenthesis, June 17th, 2016. I so affix my seal. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, do we need to, so all in favor of approving the minutes
Oh.
as revised?
Yep, I'll second that.
Any, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
I'm gonna abstain, I wasn't here last,
Okay.
You were here just a minute ago, though.
I was. I can vouch for that part.
Okay, I had given one announcement about the Bear Paw annual open house. Are there any other announcements? If any of you are interested, there is a booklet here. I'm trying to figure out from who. It's It's from the New Hampshire Association of Conservation Commissions. It's titled Picking Our Battles, A Guide to Planning Successful Invasive Plant Management Projects. So if anyone would like to look at that,
What plants are listed, Sarita? Is there a table of contents?
I think it's more general than specific plants.
Kind of an overview.
You're welcome to take it. Those are all the announcements I have. Anyone else? Otherwise, I move that we adjourn. It's 8:55.
This is for you, Kate, it's invasives.
That's why I was asking what was in it. There's a lot of invasives.
Do we have a second to adjourn?
Would anyone like to adjourn?
I
I
second.
second.
All in
I'll vote.
favor?
Yep,
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Any opposed to adjourning?
Nay.
Okay.
Any abstentions?